I'm Young-Otterstrom. I'm married to Crystal.
I'm Crystal Young-Otterstrom, and I'm wife of Joel right here and mother of Betty. This is our movie star right here. I'm an arts marketer. I have a lot of organizations that I work for, and I'm also a composer myself. My degrees are in music theory and composition, and I went to BYU, which is where I met this fellow.
And I own a e-commerce company. It's called Varango. I'm a software engineer for the most part and do a lot of programming for a lot of different people.
The arts are my personal passion, and it wasn't just something that I love. I mean, I think there's such a wonderful wealth of tradition for support of the arts in our own religion. You know, the first building Brigham Young built here was a theater before anything else. I always like to say that I think the arts will save the world, because I think when you're involved in an artistic endeavor, when you're reading a book or you're watching a movie or watching a play or listening to a wonderful symphony or a wonderful opera, you're putting yourself in someone else's shoes, and you're seeing what it's like to live their life a little bit, and so you become less judgmental. And I also love the definition in James 2 that pure religion is taking care of the fatherless and the widowed. And as a gospel doctrine teacher, you know, I've been teaching the New Testament this year, so I really know my New Testament. And not too long ago, we did the crucifixion of our Savior, and all through his final sermon with the apostles, he says over and over again, serve your fellow man, love your fellow man, serve one another, love one another. And so principles like that really got me thinking about, am I a Republican or am I a Democrat? And I love the church's statement that there's principles in both that are good and true and should be nourished and things, but I personally find that the vast majority of my beliefs that come from my belief in the gospel are reflected in democratic principles. We all just want the world to be a better place than it is. And I think that's why so many of us get involved in politics, either as Democrats or Republicans or other, because they're trying to fulfill that vision of a better world. We're not making the world a better place unless we're willing to say, what can we agree on, or what are we willing to negotiate? Even though I'm a very strong progressive Democrat, what I'm looking for in my elected officials is I want people who are willing to have a conversation and who are willing to talk. We as Latter-day Saints ought to be really dedicated towards preserving other people's liberties as much as we want our liberties preserved as well. And that means not everyone lives the same way we do, but that's okay. That's democracy, and that's also the freedom of Christ's plan.